Wonderful people, viewers and subscribers say, greetings. I bring you good tidings and good message. According to the information within my reach from the U.S. ex-mayor by name Mike Arnold, it happened some couple of hours ago. If you can see, this message is being right today. The message was forwarded to me. This is my WhatsApp, my working WhatsApp. You see them? Today. So this is the WhatsApp I use to receive messages from people, videos I need to react to. So I received this message 3 hours 27 minutes. Then I was busy, but now I have the time to bring this message to you. He said, and I quote, Nigeria's breakup is inevitable. Analysis of ex-US Mayor Mike Arnold's Congressional briefing, which happened on May 18, 2026. Yes. I'm in my 19, right? You are in your 18, according to the information. Anyway, we are going to read a whole lot of things that have been said on the Parliament of U.S. Congress. When I told us here that this guy called Mike Arnold is from the lineage of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, I made it very categorically clear on this my channel here that is adopted father of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mike Arnold, the ex-Texas U.S. mayor. He submitted another appeal again. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could have done if he is free, that is what this man now is doing. He is giving these people sleepless nights. He keep on pressing their neck. If you go to this guy platform, if you see the kind of course where this guy they receive, Nnamdi Kanu do not receive any cost self. From the enemies of Biafra, Fulanis, Hausas, Yorubas, these are the people who fool his platform, flogging him, pressing his neck with abuse, because they know this guy is another Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and when he meant something, he mean it the same way, the way it is. When Arnold said that Biafra must have their independence, he said Nigeria must disintegrate. He said, I am not joking. If you think I'm joking, then you must be okay, he said, if you think I'm playing, then you must be a joker. That is the language he used. And this man has been maintaining the momentum. Unlike Ted Cruz, unlike Really Moore, who have compromised from the $9 million that Tinubu paid to them. This guy stood firm and said, come rain, come sunshine, Nigeria must disintegrate. Let me read the content of the message. Please, bear with me. Take back home from this message. Nigeria is divisible, not indivisible, as they always claim. So Nigeria breakup is inevitable. Please underline that word, inevitable. The existence can never work. Let us read, please. Okay, the background of the story. Let me read. On or around May 2026, Mike Arnold, a former mayor of Blanco, Texas, founder of Africa Arise International, Nigeria and Africa Arise USA, and vocal advocate on Nigeria Christian persecution, delivered a presentation titled Nigeria at the Crossroads. The case for action at a U.S. Congressional briefing. In it, he stated that Nigeria's breakup is likely inevitable and just, framing the country as a failing British colonial construct plagued by structural imbalances, historical injustices, especially the Biafran War, ongoing insecurity, and alleged genocide against Christians. He advocated for a referendum to let Nigerians decide their constitutional future, drawing parallels to partitions like India, Pakistan in 1947, and South Sudan, South Sudan in 2011. The remarks quickly spread via Nigerian media, The Whistler, Daily Post, Independent.ng, etc., etc. Moving forward. And social media platforms, especially among pro-Biafra and IPOB audiences and diaspora groups, Arnold also called for the release of the detained indigenous people of Biafra Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu and heightened humanitarian crisis. The question is, who is Mike Arnold? Listen, let me explain in details. Former Republican mayor of a small Texas town, of a small Texas town called Blanco in bracket, serial entrepreneur, author, and missionary-focused activist, founder of Africa Rise, which runs schools in IDP camps in Nigeria, has made multiple trips to Nigeria, documented alleged atrocities, burned churches, mass graves, and produced a documentary, Me and Mrs. Hanatu. Known for lobbying U.S. figures, including the influential Trump-era CPC designation for Nigeria on religious freedom, and clashing with Nigerian officials and critics like Reno Omonketa. He is not a neutral analyst or high-level diplomat, but a passionate advocate with clear sympathy for Biafran self-determination and Christian communities in Nigeria's Middle Belt and the North. Then the key arguments in Mike Arnold's presentations is what I'm about to read to you. So please, pay your utmost attention while we proceed. Number 1. Colonial flaws and structural imbalances. Nigeria as an artificial British creation designed to fall, not to succeed. With imposed federalism favoring northern political dominance and the flawed 1999 Fulani Constitution or 1999 Islamic Constitution. Number 2. Biafran history. Pre-war Eastern region under Michael Okpara had high growth. The 1967 to 1970 Civil War involved British-backed blockade, mass starvation, over 1 to 3 million plus deaths, mostly Igbo civilians, and unresolved grievances. Number 3. Current crisis. Escalating violence against Christians, killings, church attacks, and displacements. Despite US CPC designation, government denial of IDP camps allegedly meeting genocide threshold, conditions of life intent, allegations of selective justice, impunity, and Sharia-influenced threats. Number 4. The path forward. Referendum for self-determination, including possible covenant republic framework. Nigeria could become a strong US ally or a major security threat exporting instability. Counterpoints and context for analysis. Listen and listen good. Here are the news in details. Nigeria's unity's narrative. Successive Nigerian governments across parties view the country as indivisible. Just as like I said earlier, secession talk is often treated as treason. Example, IPOB's prescribed status. Many Nigerians, especially in the north and among federalists, argue that unity brings strength share the resources, that is oil, and that breakup risks wars conflicts, just like Yugoslavia style or multiple fragile states. Economic interdependence, inter-ethnic marriages, and urban mixing complicate clean divisions. Security and governance realities. Nigeria faces real severe challenges: Boko Haram, ISWAP insurgency, banditry, farmer header clashes, separate agitations, IPOB, Yoruba nation, corruption, economic hardship, inflation and naira issues, all in one bracket, and population pressures projected to be one of the world's most populous religious violence and farmer header conflicts have deep ethnic and resources roots beyond simple genocide narratives. Independent reports, e.g., from think tanks, United Nations Human Rights Resources, USCRIF, document high casualties and displacement, but often frame it as a multifaceted conflict rather than solely state-orchestrated genocide. Expert consensus on breakup. Most serious analysts, academics, diplomats, and economists see managed federalism and restructuring through physical federalism, state police, resources control as more feasible than breakup. Peaceful secession is a rare in Africa due to border precedents, elite interests, and risk of civil war. Nigeria's size, military, and oil complicate it enormously. Arnold's inevitable claim is advocacy, not predictive consensus. U.S. Congressional context. The briefings like these are common for advocacy groups. They do not represent official U.S. policy. The U.S. engages Nigeria as a major African partner, counter-terrorism, trade, stability, while concerned about religious freedom and governance. Washington prioritizes preventing fragmentation that could create power vacuums for jihadists or China-Russia influence. Then the broader implications. Amplifies existing tensions. Boasts morale for separatist movements, especially indigenous people of Biafra, but hardens federal resolve, risk inflaming ethnic and religious divides. International angle. Put pressure on Nigeria's image and aid/diplomacy. However, without broad US and European Union governmental backing, it remains shambolic. Feasibility of breakup. Listen now. Extremely low in the near term. Any attempt will likely involve massive violence, economic collapse, refugee crisis, and contested territories. Example: oil in the Niger Delta. Historical examples and Arnold size have unique context and often high cost. Underlying issues are real. Nigeria urgently needs disintegration, decentralization, security overhaul, anti-corruption, equitable development to reduce contrafugal forces, ignoring grievances, that is Biafra trauma, Middle Belt violence, marginalization claims, fuels the whole agitations of Biafra. In conclusion, Mike Arnold's statement is a bold partisan intervention from a Biafran Christian advocacy perspective. It highlights genuine, long-standing problems in Nigeria's governance and history that fuels secessionists. Sentiments, however, labeling breakup as inevitable and just is hyperbolic advocacy rather than objective analysis. Nigeria's trajectory depends far more on internal leaderships, elite compromises, and citizens' choice than on one ex-mayor's briefing. Restructuring for better equity and security is more realistic, if difficult, path than dissolution. The story reflects deep polarization in Nigerian discourse. Hope for self-determination versus fear of chaos. Watch for how Nigerian officials respond and whether it influences any U.S. policy shifts and thereabout. In conclusion, the last but not the least, the take back hope from this message will be the disintegration of Nigeria is very close. Signed and sealed. Ex-Mayor Mike Arnold. Very simple message. Yes, there are some contradicting points when I'm reading the message, but I cannot pause. But in conclusion, what is the take back home? In all these arguments, in all these big grammars, in all these lamentations, we still land on the disintegration of the contraction called Nigeria, or rather, the disintegration of the Niger Company of UK or British. And that is where everybody stands. In fact, that is the junction we are waiting for them. Eba Hakai Ekwereha MM and MM. That is where we are waiting for. And that is where everybody have camped. We don't pitch our tent at that junction now, waiting for the final declaration. The disintegration of the state of Nigeria. Which will be the greatest news ever. Because that country by name Nigeria, whether you believe with me or rather whether you agree with me or not, it is a crime against humanity. Have you ever heard where they will tell you, or rather when somebody want to bless you or want to pray for you for goodwill, they will include, may Nigeria never happen to you. My brother, how can a country have become a scourge to its citizens that the citizens will begin to swear with it, or rather pray with it, that may my country never happen to me? In other countries, people of Canada, Australia, US, the same UK that colonized us will come out and say, I'm a British and I'm proud of it. But you see a Nigerian, you ask him, where are you from? He tell you Africa. Which in Africa? If you like, he tell you he come from Cuba. If you don't know where Cuba is, he will tell you Cuba is in Africa and you will agree. Because they are afraid to tell you I'm from Nigeria, because once you mention that name, Nigeria, my brother, everything becomes that environment, the kind of eye where they go look you. They will look you with the eye of corruption. They will look you with the eye of terrorism. They will look you with the eye of fake products. They will look you with the eyes of compromise. They will look you with the eyes of docility. Over 250 million people in a country are docile. The only thing they know how to do is just jump on the internet, complain today. Tomorrow, another trend will come. The same band of people who is complaining what happened today will still jump on another one to counter the one that happened yesterday. And you tell me that is a country. No, that is not a country. That is not a country, my brother. There's no any country on the planet Earth that will survive on that way. When all this is happening, we have the biggest men and women of God who said that they are pastors, reverends, and also general overseers. All of them are also complicit, because none is going to talk. Even when the ordinary man out there organize a protest, let us go and hold government accountable. You know what is going to happen? All these pastors and GOs is going to tell their members not to attend, but rather go on for 100 days dry fasting and prayer that God is going to repair the country. While all of them are flying private jets owned by them, by taxpayers' money, by church money, tithes and offerings. Going even come on to charge their phone, they have to go abroad. But they tell you, those places they are flying to, now prayer, now they take to build those places. You see how the whole, everything in that country has spoiled. Both the human being, the country in, the government, everything about that country have expired. since 2014. Even before that, the country have expired since 1960. From the day they amalgamated the Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate, that is the day the country expired. That is the day what they call progress ceased to enter in a place they call a country that have over 150 different types of mineral resources deposit in their ground as the blessing they got from nature. But what did they do with it? Nothing. I repeat, nothing other than corruption, killings, murdering, and above all, abject poverty. Poverty capital of the world in Nigeria. Located in the north. In the same area that since 1960 to 2026, they have ruled over 46 years. Out of how many years in Nigeria? They have ruled 46 to 47 years. Still yet, they are the capital headquarters of poverty. World capital. Their capital. Poverty capital. Is there for the north. Anyway, my wonderful people, there's nothing much to say again. And we cannot read comments. Despite that, there's a few comments, but we cannot read. I would like to hear from you. What do you think about this matter? If you believe in what Mike Arnold said, please drop your comments in the comment section if you like. Don't expect me to be shouting, oh, share, my brother. If you like, you share. If you don't like, keep it to yourself. No problem. Because all when I'm going to go, I took a ife I drove one how far can they contribute to ban me fenina. A share a vida share, a say, one no problem now. But you go back chair. You baby. A bird and day go in and I watch video since. No, my brother. Share this message, motor child, no you. Let it go viral. Catch you next,